Welcome back to the Rise of the Immortals trophy, and finally we're able to provide you with some casting. It's been a while, and so we got here a quarterfinal match between Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe, and GGnoRe. This is the third bracket of the quarterfinals, so the winner of this will play the winner of the match between the YouTube stars and Tag, which is yet to occur. And so, without further ado, we're gonna hop right into this. So here we have Congreve from Veni Vidi Airsnipe in the top left as green UEF, and his teammate, the orange Cybern, in the bottom left is VVA Ubelaz, and across from him is C Solar from GGnoRe, also going UEF, and then we got Seraphim for Luzon on the top. He's taking on Congreve on the map via 3 Protectorate. And so this map is a really good map overall. Many things that can happen, many civilians in the middle, but actually each of these buildings is not worth that much, so it's not as much of a prize as it may look. But there's quite a few mexes in there, so if you can kill all the point defenses that are kind of hidden, then you're in good shape to take over the middle. However, it is nearly impossible to defend the middle. So early on, you don't really want to go there too much, because you can see how much space there is around it. So this map is pretty much almost exactly the same as DeRosa's. The layout is the same, but there's way less reclaimable mass, although there's quite a bit on this map as well if you look here. And around these hills, there's a bunch of little rocks. You can't really see them too well, but they are worth quite a bit. So that's basically the overview of this map. And so we have an early Mech Marine from Sea Solar. He's just going to be patrolling for a while, looking for any NGs. And we got a team of Mantis here, 3 of them from Ubelaz. They're going to be looking around for stuff to kill. He's just moving in a line to the top. And on top for Congreve, he's got 2 tanks. They're spread out. He might get the NG here. If he's paying attention, he will, and he is paying attention. So he does get the engine. He will be able to. Will he pull it out in time? Looks like the Celine might make the difference there. And on the bottom, it was very close. Engineer with 5 health off. The Scout can probably still finish it. Now Congreve has switched, and good work there. Takes out the NG. So Congreve is able to deny some early expansion for Luzon, taking out 2 NGs. Good work. Ubelaz now with a bomber. And it looks like the Mantis is going to try to take care of the Mech Marine here. And when it's on a patrol, it'll just stand still, and then it's easy prey for the Mantis. That was an inside joke, praying Mantis. I didn't mean to make it, but I did. Here comes a tank to attack the Mantis here, and this Mantis isn't even paying attention, so it will go down. It did take out a Mass Extractor though, so definitely well worth it. Both ACOs are making it to the middle. Ubelaz is making a point defense, so they'll have a place to retreat to if things get ugly. And Luzon with a bomber. He's going to try to get payback on Congreve for killing his NGs. And Luzon, we know how good he is with his bombers. Here he comes. And take out 2 NGs in the first pass. He's already made up for the damage that has been done to him. And now he's going to send it back with interest, getting 6 NG kills there. Really bad for Congreve, and he's going to try to be finishing this anti-air as soon as he can. He's got no air whatsoever. Luzon with absolute air control. Here comes another bomber. 8 kills for the bomber. That is typical of Luzon. For any other player it would be impressive, but for him it's what we expect. Congreve now taking out his 3rd NG, so he only needs to take out 5 more to make up, and he might actually have a chance here if he moves down. Luzon has switched to making units, so Congreve is going to have to be quick about it. Now he's moving in the wrong direction. If he moved down here, he could definitely get some payback. Congreve and Luzon are meeting each other. Here, once you have to fight over these, it's all about getting the rocks, and then whatever happens next. But the rocks are extremely important. You can see the players going after them. Ubelaz is going to get a radar and then try to reclaim as much as he can. These are the same rocks that you'll find on Certus Major, for anyone who knows what I'm talking about. So you'll know that those are very valuable. Looks like a bomber with 5 kills. Great pickup there on the NGs. Looks like he will get another bomb off. Takes out the radar. So Ubelaz trying to beat Luzon there. And now it's a double-edged sword to use the factory attack move, because the NGs will reclaim very efficiently, but then they stick into groups, and they're very easy to bomb, as we just saw there and back here. Of course, then you can reclaim them back, but it's still really annoying. Because once you get a group of this, and then you get like 20, then they can all be destroyed with one bomb. You can see so many NGs everywhere, just reclaiming as much as is humanly possible, or mechanically possible in SupCom. And the back of your base is very important on VF3, because there's so many trees here. I mean, if we take a look at power extracted, Solar has gotten almost 16k of his power from the trees, so lots of power, lots of mass. You need to get it. And Congreve does a good job here with the tank. He's going to be killing any NGs that come down there. Here's a Celine from Luzon, getting intel on anything that happens here. So, nice to see that. Looks like Congreve is not going after the back of his base. That's probably a mistake. Looks like Solar definitely the one who's doing it the best. He's carved out a huge section of the forest behind his base. Transport from Ubalaz, not sure what it was doing there, but it got destroyed. Ubalaz with Tech 2 on his ACU. Now I gotta start paying attention to the actual fight, because Solar has the gun, and it's gonna be the gun versus Tech 2 here. Solar is gonna run in a circle, and then he's gonna run away. He's gonna try to take this opportunity though to move across. Takes out a radar. Some mask characters are vulnerable, but Ubalaz might blindside him here. That could be bad for Solar's force. He's just gonna try to push in and do as much damage as he can. And Congreve now with Tech 2 as well. So Luzon does not have Tech 2. Congreve does. That could be an advantage for Congreve. Congreve now having to retreat because of some Tech 1 PDs. Now that's been promptly destroyed. And now Luzon is making a move for the middle with an Ardi. He's reclaiming stuff. Although he hasn't managed to take out all the point defense yet. He needs to do that before he moves in. Ubalaz is now going to run Solar's force over. Solar needs to move up. And Ubalaz could probably push a little bit with his point defense creep if he wanted to. Somehow Luzon gets some tanks around to attack Ubalaz. I'm really not sure how those got there. Now Ubalaz reacts by making a point defense in the wrong area. That's always the right move. Luzon's tanks being destroyed by Congreve. Does Lushan have the gun? It looks like Lushan has the gun right now. And so once again, it's the gun for GGnoRe versus Tech for VVA. Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe. Solar has a giant economy though. Definitely looks like he has the biggest economy of anyone on the field, and he's got Tech 2, so does Lushan. Do we see any Tech 2 from Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe? It doesn't look like we do. Not from Congreve. Ubalaz has Tech 2, and he's making fire beetles. So, not sure what he wants to do with the fire beetles, but you only make those for very specific missions if you want to. And if you can snipe someone with fire beetles, that's just a way to humiliate them. They don't really have a purpose in the normal game. Now, it looks like Ubalaz might have overextended a little bit here. He's going to try to unite with his main force because the Mongoose are easily countering all his units. And Congreve with a huge force. He might be thinking about some kind of push. This is a good time for Congreve to get the gun, in fact, since he's got so much ground. But instead, he's just going to elect to make some TMD. Of course, UAF has the shittiest TMD of anyone. Here's a big group of Mongoose here. They don't have any radar units with them. A single scout would make this so much better. Because you can see their range is longer than their visual range. Here comes a fire beetle. It tried to take them out, but it hit the wall instead of the actual units. So Ubalaz feels like he can use the fire beetles as an offensive weapon. Lushan with a great tank here in the back, and Ubalaz hasn't taken the forest at all. Congreve is starting to do that, but GGnoRe has been much better about taking the back of their base. So let's take a look at reclaim at minute 15. Congreve sitting on 16,000. SupCom 21,500. Lucian also at Lucian and SupCom have pretty much the exact same reclaim. That's kind of scary. Ubla's at 14,000. So you can see the massive advantage for the for GGnoRe in terms of reclamation. That could be a big factor in this battle. Actually, a good use for the Fire Beetles, taking a look at SupCom's base, if they were to get in here somehow, maybe with a drop, there's plenty of bunched up NGs. Like one right here could destroy this whole area of NGs. And you could also go after the Tech 2 Mass Extractors, because one Fire Beetle can take out a Tech 2 Mass Extractor. So getting 5 or 6 into someone's base could be big trouble for GGnoRe. And now SupCom is going to make a wise move, put his interceptors down where they can get killed. And now Congreve's interceptors have seemed to take Lucian's interceptors by surprise, and they've got a lot of shots from the back. So, and here comes Ubelaz with his interceptors, and looks like Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe is gonna take over air control. Given their team name, that could be bad news for GGnoRe. But look at SupCom; he has such a ridiculous economy right now. He's got a lot of bombers here they can use for pretty much anything. So lots of flexibility for SupCom. Ubelaz is going to try to reduce some of his economic strength with a missile launcher. And Ubelaz doesn't have nearly as much eco as SupCom does. Bad things could start happening. The battle between Lucian and Congreve is still extremely even. Extremely even, in fact. They have similar economies. The only difference is that Lucian has more reclaim. That comes from the back of his base. Oh, I thought that was a wreck. I was gonna say, what the hell was that? Now Lucian is attacking the power of Ubelaz directly. He's not content with waiting for Ubelaz to try to take this, so he's gonna move straight in and just start taking shots at the power. It's unclear if Ubelaz even knows that's there. He doesn't, so unless he looks down there, he's not gonna know. He is having power issues though. That could be a problem with his shield failing. But he's got Tech 2 to cover the attack. So disappointing use of Fire Beetles from Ubelaz. He could have actually done something with those. Here comes SupCom with a big force. This could be bad news for Ubelaz and Congreve to deal with. He's trying to get some point defense up. I don't think it's going to work though. Now Lucian with a force of Tech 2 and Tech 1. Congreve has a similar number of units. Some Tech 2 flak, so it's not going to be possible to kill this with gunships. So even though Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe had air control earlier, looks like Congreve has a huge amount of Janus bombers. So true to his team name, he's going to try to airsnipe Lucian, knowing he has temporary air control. If the flak move in to protect Lucian though, it will not work. He's got a stationary flak back here, very powerful. And he's got Tech 3 land. So he's got some Tech 3 already here. Here comes the Janus bombers. I think I just heard, yeah, here they come. Took a lot of flak fire there, and here comes all the bombs. Lucian is able to dodge them. Takes absolutely no damage from that. Here come the rest of the bombers. Did a little bit of damage, but the flak is going to just have a field day here. It's got 10 kills. Ridiculous graphic here, and no damage was done to Lucian whatsoever. That might have just spelled very big trouble for Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe. Perhaps if all those Janus bombers had wiped out all the power and then killed a bunch of NGs and then just attacked whatever they could instead of going straight for the ACU, that might have been better, because now SupCom has managed to take air control. Now that there's a limited number of interceptors for Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe. Now both SupCom and Lucian with Tech 3 land. Ubelaz is still producing his Fire Beetles, so he really likes them, but he hasn't actually done anything with them. This one is moving out. I really don't think it's going to do anything, and it just gets destroyed. That's what a Fire Beetle looks like when it's dead. Like a little table. Now the artillery is going to easily take down the Cybran shield. Cybran shields aren't very good. Transport was used as a scouting tool there. Congreve has to do something though. He doesn't have Tech 3. I mean, does he even have Tech 2? Well, now he has Tech 3, so what am I saying? He has Tech 3. He needs to do something about Lushan's Tech 3. Because Lushan had an advantage on him. Lushan now is looks like he's planning a big air spam. The NGs from Congreve are trying to be brave. This one manages to survive, but not for long. That was a slight overkill. Just gets killed, frozen in place. Kind of funny. Now all the bombers from Sisola are going to wreak absolute havoc here. They have the potential to kill every NG that Ubalaz has, but looks like they're just bombing randomly. But that also works. Ubalaz is pretty much done for now. Ubalaz is going to get run over pretty soon. And even though Congreve is holding on very well against Lushan, I really don't think that Ubalaz is going to hold out for too long. Now let's go back to the reclamation. Sisola now almost to 29,000. Lushan with 31,000. Congreve with more than Lushan. And Ubalaz at 21,000, so still an advantage for, actually, an enormous advantage for Sisola in reclamation. And now he's just going to be running Ubalaz over. And even though Congreve is still in a very strong position, there will be nothing he can do against two players. Lushan with a great drop here, drops a siege tank in, and the siege tank will be moving around the side. It can kill both these Tech 2 powers in a few shots, and you can see that's what it's going to do now. Very quick pop on that Tech 2 power. So Congreve is going to lose he's going to lose 1,000 power here. And these NGs are all going to get slaughtered. Here comes a Percy to try to kill it. Percy is a good counter to the siege tank, but not before it does a lot of damage. So it gets killed, but it took out a Tech 2 mass extractor and 2 Tech 2 powers, so very good off him. Very good drop from Lushan. And now Ubalaz has no base, and we can say this game is over. There's Perseus and Titans running everywhere for Sisola. Comes a pack of Titans now. And GGs are called because the Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe realizes that they can't do anything anymore. Congreve probably feels like he's ready to give up. These siege tanks will... Actually, this is an even fight. 3 Perseus versus 3 siege tanks. Here comes more Perseus from Congreve along with a mobile shield. Looks like Congreve is able to hold the line for now. And now here comes a pack of gunships. Sisola has lots of interceptors. Congreve can't simply target the gunships because then he'll lose all his air. So he's got to... It's really bad to have to deal with something like that. Lushan is going to make sure there's no hope of air control for Congreve. See Lushan now at minute 30 is going to... Well, minute 28, almost minute 30. He's going to be taking over the middle. First Mex is in the middle. All the point defense are not gone yet. And NG, so Sisola is immediately going to take over Ubalaz's base. Titans running rampant, and Congreve gets killed by Lushan at minute 29. And so GGnoRe now with an advantage, and we'll see who is chosen for game number 2, the 1v1 on Ambush Pass. That's that, so I'll see you guys in just a few seconds. Here we go with game 2, and here we go. Well, that was a fail opening, but what the heck. So here we got Ambush Pass, and that's where this is the map where Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe and GGnoRe will battle it out for game 2. And we got Congreve in the top as UEF. And so his opponent, Lushan, is in the bottom as Seraphim. Coming out with 2... Wait, what? No. Aeon. Oh my god. I can't even tell factions apart now. Anyway, so Aeon versus UEF. 2 flares coming out for Lushan. Very early first kill. And Congreve is under pressure because he's lost the first game. And he needs to win against Lushan in order to tie the series, and then he'll have to depend on Ubalas to win against C-Solar. Lushan, if he can beat Congreve here, his team will be in the semifinals. And both players going second air, so similar openings. And here we have a battle of micro that looks like Congreve was able to win and protect his NG. Here comes another flare. The NG's already weakened, so if the flare can kill the mech marine, which is difficult, I might slow this down here for the micro. So and Lushan manages to kill a mech marine with a flare. Now he's gonna be dancing his way out of the NG's range, and he takes the NG down. So great work from Lushan, manages to save the flare. Now that it's a veteran, it'll regenerate its health, so it'll be good in a second. Bomber coming out from Lushan. Congreve making Mecha Marines. Looks like he's going for a ghetto. And the transport is coming out, so gonna be a ghetto opening from Congreve. We're gonna have a bomber coming out from Lushan. Here's the bomber here at minute 320. And transport is almost done. And there's an inti out for Congreve. She's gonna be loading the Mech Marines up now. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. So what just took place right before our eyes was that the Mech Marine got on the transport and the bomb landed right under the transport and killed all the Mech Marines. So I just don't know what to say about that. I've never seen that happen before. So we'll have to take a look at that again, because that's slightly suspicious. I don't want to be a jackass or anything, but I think at the end of this match, we'll take a look at that again. So here is Congreve trying to get some payback. He's loaded more Mech Marines in, but lost a lot of time there. The ghetto won't do much now. He just lost his interceptors. He will deny some expansion here, so the transport's still doing well, the ghetto gunship. And Congreve decides that he's too mad. He's gonna completely skip the expansion, and he's gonna walk straight into Lushan's base. He still has the ghetto to defend his base, so but Lushan knows exactly where the ghetto is somehow and destroys it. So Congreve is marching straight into Lushan's base. That's going to be a surprise for Lushan. He's trying to get some emergency PD out, but abandons that one for whatever reason. Not sure why. Congreve is now in the middle of Lushan's base. He should just start capturing shit. And here, he's going to have to deal with his point defense somehow. And the best thing to do in this situation is to capture it, because then it can help you in destroying the base. Here he goes. This is the classic spaz attack that the UAFACU has. Point defense is now Congreve. That's going to be very bad for Lushan, but Congreve needs to be careful. He's building walls. Walls doing their thing, preventing Aurora shots. Point defense is about to fall. Congreve has dropped some NGs here and bringing all his units to support. And he's going to be making some factories in a forward position inside Lushan's base. Actually inside his territory, because Lushan was trying to wall it off. Congreve with just under 4,700 HP. Very nice attack on Lushan's base. He's going to have to deal with it somehow. And Lushan is being pushed back from Congreve's base, so not sure if I'll need split screen for this. I'll decide that later. Congreve is pushing in once again here at minute 9. He's going to be making some factories here to get his units up to the front line as quickly as possible. So Lushan won't really be able to build anything in his base because it's at risk to get killed so easily. The paper Auroras are not that good in close combat against ACU, so he's building a lot of arty. And if Congreve can just dodge his way out of the Artie's firing ability, then he'll be fine. His base looks to be very secure against Lushan's ACU. Lushan doesn't have any Artie in the area. Congreve is aiming at a Tech 2 Mass Extractor. He doesn't really have any units left though, they somehow wandered over there. Congreve is now in the red though, he needs to be extremely careful when there's so much Artie present. He's about to reach 60 kills though, once he reaches that he'll be in good shape. At the moment he's still taking fire. Wow, Congreve just dodging huge volleys. And now the Artie has made the critical mistake of wandering into range of his units and the tanks will slaughter them. So Congreve playing very well. He just needs one more kill in his ACU and he'll be good. He can't just shoot at the wall if you're curious, because the walls don't count as units. And Lushan is still preventing Congreve from going out of his base, but Congreve is fine with that because he's got an expansion up and running. Now a mercy from Lushan. Oh, that was kind of close. It looks like the anti-air shot in between the legs of Congreve's ACU to take that mercy down. That mercy could have ended the game right there. Where did that come from? Lushan's got a Tech 2 air production in his expansion, and he's going to be making gunships. It's very bad for Congreve, seeing as he has no air at all. Let's just take a look at the ecos now. Lushan, this is important. He's sitting on about 22. Congreve at more than 40. That's a lot of mass for Congreve. So 13, he's getting 26 from that, and he's reclaiming all over the place. So Congreve has a much better eco than Lushan does right now. There's a mass field sitting here for anyone who wants it. And Lushan has moved some Tech 2 engines down here. He's gonna try to defend what's left of his base, because look at how many units Congreve has. Now it's gonna, where is this shooting? It's gonna be thinning out the units. Now Congreve needs to box everything and just move straight in. Because Lushan has no units. Congreve, come on, man. Move your units in. The Aeon, the Oblivions can't do anything to your army right now. Just move in. Come on. Oh. He's just gonna move down. Come on. That's lame. He's losing all his shit back at home now to the gunships. He's gonna have to do something about that. He's getting some stationary flak. Now he's actually in trouble. He's gonna move back. Now he's down to 1100 HP, 500 HP. Is he gonna get hit? Looks like he's just out of range. But very close for Congreve there. I almost call him C Solar. Very intense game right now. Anything can happen. And these units running around the edge are going to run straight into Lushan's ACU and feed him some kills. Bad luck there for Congreve. And Lushan is going to start a point defense creep on the top as well towards Congreve's base. These gunships are going to try to finish off Congreve here. He's just forcing out flak as fast as he can, and it looks like he's managed to repel that. The interceptors landed and they're promptly dispatched. Now, I think what Congreve needs is either Tech 2 or the gun on his ACU. Because if he got that, then he would be in a good position to run this base over. Because Lushan doesn't have any real units, actually, now that I look at it. Huh. But, two key talking points that I want to say. The ghetto early on for Congreve was, I'm not sure if you can call that luck or just, that was really weird what happened to that ghetto. If that had been able to do its damage, then I think Congreve would have won with all this pressure he was putting here. He would have been able to destroy the base if that ghetto had worked early on. And also the fact that there was that one small window of opportunity that Congreve could have moved in and destroyed Lushan's base, but he didn't. He hesitated, and Lushan was able to push him away. So very important parts in this game. Congreve is, by no means is he out of this though. I mean, he is in a very good position. He's got a lot of units. Actually, now that Lushan has moved his ACU back, I think a good move for Congreve would be to take this shit, and moving through the middle and attack, because if he was to come around the back, there's no defense whatsoever. He would just need to deal with some annoying civs, which it looks like Lucian has taken care of for him. There's one up here, but 1 point defense isn't exactly the hardest thing to deal with. But it's really up to Congreve to decide what he wants to do next. He's got Tech 2 land, so making some Tech 2 flak, if he adds that to his force, should be good. But this is actually mostly flak. He's only got several tanks in here, so not gonna do much with that force. Map has been split diagonally here, though, so interesting how this has played out. Now Lucian is gonna be crossing the middle with these units, and Congreve now with Tech, he's got a Tech 2 Engie. He's going to be making point defense of his own. No way Lucian is going to use this force to move in now. The Triad will kill it all. Lucian scouts Congreve and sees the Tech 2 land. Now some flapjacks out for Congreve. He's going to try to counter the Tech 2 point defense. And I think in this type of battle, reclaim is very important. So here's Lucian sitting on 10,000 here at minute 19. Congreve with 6,000. So again, Lucian with an advantage in reclaim. And he's managed to get a better tech and more mass extractors. Because in Tech 2 mass extractors, Lucian has a huge advantage. He's got 2, I think. We're going to go with 2. Congreve has none. Congreve is going to try to continue the point defense creep. And these units will be forced back. Nothing they can do against the point defense. Looks like for a second Congreve had mass problems, and he does. He has no mass balance right there. Looks like the shot hit his own shield. What a fail. And some point defense going up, emergency tech 1s, and get up in time. Some pillars here for Congreve. They're going to take a while to kill, but they will fall eventually. Now an air fight. It could be a very important air fight. Congreve wants to have any chance in this game. He's about to get some Tech 2 mass extractors, though. He's got one up here. He's not working on any others, but now he's on a pretty good Tech 2 spam. He's got his Skyboxer here to kill any of the air, and you can see that I'm starting to learn the names of these units. Still didn't know that the point defense is called a plasma cannon, but I will learn that eventually. DA1 railgun. Now I'm just getting sidetracked again. So it looks like Lucian has destroyed the civs in the middle. He's going to secure the middle choke point with a point defense, so Congreve is going to think twice about pushing to the right. Lucian now with both guns. He's got the strongest single weapon on the field right now, his ACU. And these mongoose are two bunched together, and that's a big overcharge. And even though they were able to hold off Lucian's units, that was a big overcharge. They took out 3 mongoose. That's painful for Congreve to have to deal with. Point defense on the high ground goes down. Nothing he could do about that. Congreve is now, what's he getting? He's getting Tech 2, I think, on his ACU, but he's paused that. Very even again. Battle has once again stagnated. Minute 23. One good thing about having all this flak is that Lucian sees, well actually he knows that a lot of it is flak, but he sees a bunch of unknown units. So he's not going to know that that's all flak. So it might prevent him from moving in. And now the mobile missile launchers from Lucian are doing a good job taking out the point defense. The mongoose are not good in close combat though, especially not against shields. You can see the shields were barely dented there. And Lucian is going to take the opportunity to take down a few mongoose with his ACU. Because Lucian's ACU has the longest range of anything right now. Really long range. He's got 16,000 reclaimed. Congreve has just over half of that. I'm getting a message now. Why do people always like to message me when I'm casting? I mean, in any case, I won't go on and rage about that. So Lushan now with a big push. He's got blazes and shields. Very deadly looking force here, and together with his ACU, this is probably enough to destroy the base. Although he doesn't really have too much information on what's in there, because he doesn't have radar in the base, so he doesn't know if there's anything he doesn't know about. So he still needs to be careful. And Congreve is going to be moving down with his Tech 2 ACU. He's going to be forced to turn back, though. Nothing he can do. I mean, it's not like he can push through with these point defense and the units. He's going to try to be taking them down, but he's hitting the wall. Congreve has just had such bad luck this whole game. This is unfair. I mean, it's like Lushan can control what the map does. Because first of all, losing his Mech Marines on the ghetto, that put him behind from the very beginning of the game. Allowed Lushan to build up his units. And then he was destroying Lushan's base. That was a very good move from Congreve. He was down here for about 10 minutes and was able to inflict heavy damage, but Lushan was able to get lucky again. And now Lushan has way more mass, way more units. He's got Tech 3 land, and this is really just a formality. Lushan has won the game. The Harpies are just the final nail in the coffin of Congreve. And GGnoRe, unless something absolutely miraculous happens, are going to take game 2. That's going to be a 2-0 victory against Veni, Vidi, Airsnipe, who did very well in their group, I have to say. But not much you can do in this situation. Lushan manages to close it out against Congreve. So GGnoRe is into the semifinals, and they are going to play the winner of YouTube Stars versus Total Annihilation Gods. And here comes the final death push of Lushan to kill Congreve. After this, though, I want to go back and take a look at the beginning, just so we can see the decisive moment of the game, because I still think that that ghetto was what lost Congreve the game. Comes all the units. Congreve is going to fight till the end, though. Heroically exploding there. Lushan, being a coward, hiding under his shields, doesn't even take any damage. So let's briefly take a moment to go back. And something that I want to mention that I saw I saw this like half an hour ago. TA is trying to get something going with Guile and I. We're going to be hosting some sort of league tournament system or something along those lines. I'm not sure exactly what he has in mind, but it looks very interesting, so we're going to have to see what he's talking about. So here we go. We got the beginning of the game. See the first kill there. And we're going to see just when the ghetto comes out, and we'll see if Lushan actually knew that it was there. See, Lushan is working on his air factory now. This is where I'm going to stop. The plus 10. Actually, let's speed it up again. So here we can watch Lushan's bomber. And I want to see, did he ever have any information, or did he just... So this is... I have a theory. We're just going to see if it was true. So he sees a bunch of units here. This is where I'm going to stop, because he sees a whole bunch of units here. So he assumes those are all NGs, but in fact, one of those units is a transport on the ground, so no fault by Lushan. There was no way he could have known there was a transport there. Just assumes these are all NGs. Now sees them lifted into the air, but the bomb is already off, I think. See, the target was the Mech Marine. So it still fires at the Mech Marine even when it's on the transport. All the Mech Marines go down. And that was pretty much the decisive moment of the game. It only took like a second, but that really did set Congreve on the back foot for the rest of the game, and he had to fight very hard. And I thought he had actually won it. I mean, he did extremely well for the situation, but that was just a little bit too much. He tried to make up for it, but that was it. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this game, this match. I know I did, and GGnoRe advances to the semifinals. So thank you for watching.